You see, I don't know who needs to hear this, but when you get to praying for everything that you want, because it's springtime, the year is new, it's fresh, all of that good stuff. You hear me? You hear me? When you get to praying, I want you to make sure you're not scared of what you've been praying for. I don't know who this message is for, but I literally feel like some of us have been praying for things that we're scared of. You're praying for the right relationship, but you haven't even done the work to make sure that you're the best version of yourself. Are you going to self-sabotage and create cycles of perfection in other people? Ouch, I felt like that was personal. The second one is you're praying for a new job, but you keep praying for something that is going to pay your bills and get you out of the financial cycle that you're in. And here's my thing to you. I don't want to hear nothing about you believing in a higher power. And I mean nothing about you believing in a higher power. And then you get up here and say, I need this job to take care of me. I need this job so I can pay for X, Y, and Z. Let me just let you in on a little something, something, baby. God gonna make sure you have exactly what you need when you need it. You need to understand that. I remember right before I moved to Mexico, this is 2020, and my job literally had me 50 shades of fucked up. I think I had cussed somebody. And if you know me, I don't really cuss people out. I always have a letter of resignation ready. Matter of fact, I keep multiple drafts because I knew I never planned to stay anyway because God's plan was greater for me than whatever I was pretending to do at this little fuck ass job. Anyways, but I remember I used to make breakfast for my ancestors in the morning, pray, and I was crying because I had to clock into work. The first problem was that I had a job where I had to clock in. Now, I was working from home, but still. And I heard God say so clearly to me as I was sitting down. I literally was boohoo crying. It got to be like 7:58. I'm about to clock in at 8 o'clock. And I'm just like, I hate this so much. Like, I can't believe they're bothering me in my own home. And I heard God say as clear as day, are you actually going to believe in me this time? Are you actually going to listen to me? Or are you going to keep thinking that you could do everything yourself? And I'm like, Lord, this don't make no sense to me. Because I'm all for quitting a job. Now, when I tell you, I like to up and quit. I love to leave a motherfucker alone. A job, a man, a friend. I love to leave people where they had me fucked up. But I don't, the rent got to be paid on the 1st and in between the 5th, you know? So I didn't know how I was going to make that work. And he said, I don't want to hear you say, and this is one of the only times that God came to me in a masculine form, but we'll talk about that at another time. But I remember God saying to me, are you going to take care of yourself? Keep trying because you're not doing good at it. You keep saying you're taking care of yourself. And the only thing I was taking care of was the bills because my mental, my spiritual, my physical damn sure wasn't taken care of. Well, he said, are you going to let me provide for you? I'll tell you where I want you to go. And I was like, the rent gotta be paid, the rent gotta be paid, the rent. That was the only thing I could think of. And I finally let go. And I ended up putting my notice in, leaving. I put my stuff in storage. I didn't even tell nobody I was moving to Mexico. I said, hey, Mom, I'm gonna forward my mail to your house. And she said, okay. And then I texted everybody and I said, hey, would y'all like to come spend Mother's Day in Mexico with me? Mind you, I ain't told nobody I moved yet. Why would I do that? I don't know. Listen, God said he was going to do something for me. He ain't never say what it was, how I was going to get it, and what it was going to do for me. He just said, go, and I will provide for you. I didn't even have an Airbnb booked when I moved to Mexico. I had zero plans. I was so scared to watch how other people had did it because I was like, look, we don't live the same kind of, I can look at you on the screen and tell you, babe, we don't live the same kind of life. I knew what they had going on. I wasn't fit to do that. Second thing. So I called, and I'm like, hey, do y'all want to come? And the only thing I had asked them to bring me was some toilet paper because that toilet paper in Mexico had my hot pocket booming, and not in a way that I value. Okay, the tissue was rough and it was cutting me up like it was just a lot going on. I said all of that to say faith is not show me and I'll obey. Faith is I will close my eyes and walk on water knowing that I cannot swim, but I believe in my purpose more than I believe in myself. And I think sometimes as humans, we believe in ourselves more than we believe in the faith of something. We believe in ourselves to do everything. I believe every blessing I have in life had nothing to do with me, but everything to do with how obedient I was. Everything to do with the Most High's favor over my life. It is not anything that I did. I just followed the mission. That's why I don't play around with certain stuff, because I was never here put on this earth to do this weird following the trend. I haven't been one of those. I came here with a mission. And I just want to get it done peacefully. So I could be whatever I'm supposed to be in this lifetime and in the next lifetime. But that's it. That's all. I hope you guys enjoyed my rant. And if you didn't, I don't give a fuck. Have a good day.